Hello, collective. Welcome to the Power of Three and me. My name's Amber. If this is your first time here, and if you're returning, welcome back. It's a sign of the times reading, and I was just sitting here thinking before I started the camera that, and I was moving all these decks over. I was just getting this like nerve-wracking energy, like myself even to do the reading. Um, and the decks that are here too. So, I'm just going to get started. Obviously, it's a collective reading, so it doesn't matter who you are or what your sign is. If you were, drawn to the reading, um, there's a reason. These cards just landed right on top of another deck. And that could be significant to something to you, something landing on something else that it shouldn't have. Okay. Uh, okay. Fear not, little flock. For it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And I can go in so many different directions, almost down to a fight of who should get that kingdom. Right? I don't know. I don't know where this is going. So I said it's going to be nerve wracking. Um, also to do with the decks. This is the biblical tarot, and we're using it for the overall energy. So let's not forget this. What I just read. Right? Now let's see what comes out for an overall energy. For the collective, in the sign of the times, reading for it's May 2026. Overall energy, please. Um, the Ten of Feathers, which is the Ten of Swords, and we know from the traditional tarot that that is a betrayal. 10 swords in your back. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. I think this calls bullshit. Right there. But we'll read the verse on it, if I can. After putting him to sleep on her lap, she called for the crap. It's about the guy getting his hair cut off. Because that was his power, right? Let me just see. After putting him to sleep on her lap, she called for someone to shave off the 7 braids of his hair, and so began to sabotage him, and his strength left him. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, now this is it's a 3D deck, and it's all major arcana. That's it. So we know something major is going to come out. Something major is going to support this. So let's see what it is. For our sign of the times reading, what is the supporting energy? The Fool. The Fool. The fool that falls for it. The fool that thinks that they're the ones that can change everything. Whatever it is that the fool aims to do. as the Fool. Oh, okay. Now there's one more, and it is the sign of the times, Oracle. And then we'll get into the actual reading. This is very, very collective energy, meaning that whatever comes out, whatever message is here for us is for everybody because it will eventually affect everybody unless. Let's see what the sign of the times is going to add to this. May 2026 for the collective. Bullseye. Somebody is aiming for that bullseye. It's not good enough for them to be just on the board. It's not good enough for them to be close to the bullseye. It's like they're pulling me to these numbers. On one side of the board, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the other side, it's 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like a build up for the takeover. All right. This deck is the tea leaf fortune cards. I usually do it different than I'm doing it because of this reason. I'm going to drop them, but I don't want to take too long. So I will try one more time to give them a shuffle without losing it. Okay. All right. For our sign of the times reading, what do we need to know as a collective? 2 fell. Ear. Right? Good news. You can see that or not, but it's an ear. It says good news. And then we have goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Well, that is good news, isn't it? Right there. Maybe this reading will end up being good news, some hope for us as a collective. Have the same mindset, of course. Dog, protection from a powerful friend. Nice. But the energy that I'm picking up here, and it's going to take very people that are awakened to put together the pieces of this reading to figure this out, what this is about. But the dog is very significant. Unlike aside from what it already says, okay, protection from a powerful friend. There's more significance to specifically dogs in this reading. What's at the bottom? Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Yeah, it sure could be. I'll leave that up. Now we're clarifying our sign of the times with uh it's Tarot in Wonderland, is what it's called. Well, I just looked at the split and there's the Ten of Swords again, and there's the Wheel of Fortune. Ten of Swords. I'm gonna finish the shuffle and we might as well get started after that split. Clarifying the ear, good news. What is the good news? Strength. She's holding on. She's in a very dark forest. It's Alice, obviously, and she's holding a like a fawn, like a baby deer. Hmm. And in the position that she's in, I would think that she'd be waiting for good news. And that's what it is. People waiting for good news. That good news that everybody's waiting for, me included, is change. But change is what's going to be being forced. And with the strength card here, I think that a lot of the collective is going to wake up in time to endure and be strong until they get that good news. And that good news is going to come from pushback. Under the goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Which would be more important to you? Which one? Because it does say or, right? Victory. Nice. Very nice. Not much to say about that, is there? That's good news. That's good news. Let's see what comes out under the dog. Protection from a powerful friend. Two of Pentacles. See, on the one hand, that's the way they're looked at, and they're loved, and they're protected. But on the other hand, it's the complete opposite. And then some. Bottom of the deck. Ten of Wands. Another end. An end to a very heavy burden of things that being carried that never should have been on the collective's back, especially where it never was to begin with. Going to get the advice from the Tarot of the Owls. Our sign of the time. We need our advice now. All right, let's get one on the overall energy, which is huge, which is fear not, little flock, for it is your father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. One flipped already. The Emperor. Right. The Emperor. Who really is in control? Who is that fool? It could be an emperor. It doesn't mean he's not a fool. To take the kingdom, to betray 10 swords in the backs of the collective, as far as I'm concerned, and the bullseye. Focus. Okay, let's keep going. Strength under good news. And I really feel that that's for us to hang on, even if it gets dark. Hang on to what you love. Advice for the collective. The Hierophant. See? The Hierophant. We know that the Hierophant is more than likely the government, but it's any high ranking, Hierophant. Any big affiliation that thinks that they are the be all, the end all, the boss, whatever, right? We've got the emperor here at the top. Hierophant could be church, right? That's that almighty leader in whatever aspect. Dark times, waiting for good news under the Hierophant. Need I say any more? Well, okay. Six of Wands under the Goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Why is the Victory card here? Well, Three of Pentacles is here. I personally feel that the choice is going to be spiritual growth. Otherwise, the Ten of Pentacles would be here, right? But the three is paying attention to the details, like your money. If you only have so much of it, your paycheck is what it is. It has to be spent accordingly. You can't just go blow it all at the casino on the way home or, whatever the case may be. You have to pay attention. And in light of the energy of this reading and the victory and the spiritual growth, which I said, it's one or the other. People choose whether they just choose the wealth of this world and just bury their head and allow things, bullseyes to happen for things that shouldn't happen at all, ever. How close does it have to get? Does it have to bite you right in the ass? Because that's why this bullseye here is really, I think that's why this reading is here to let you know let the collective know that it's not your imagination. It's not just going to go away. You must pay attention to the details around you of what's going on collectively everywhere. Please choose spiritual growth over material wealth. But, uh, the Two of Pentacles under the dog, protection from a powerful friend. Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups. Little owl sitting there looking at all those cups. I'm not sure which one is the right one. Even if you know what the right one is, there's a lot of, well, decisions to be made here. We can't keep doing this forever. And I think, that's what's overwhelming is how do we fix it? Well, it comes back to the Hierophant, doesn't it? And it comes back to the collective. Let's see what's at the bottom. The King of Swords. And behind that, the Ace of Swords. The Six of Swords behind that. And the Star card. King of Swords is honest. That's what the ace behind him means. I was going to say it about him anyway, but he brought it with him. King of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Somebody that's honest. That's what's needed. Truth. People are afraid to even say the truth. King of Swords. Need to be honest. Six of Swords is getting to shore where you feel safe again, where your mind can be at ease again. And the Star card is healing. And behind that, the Sun. And behind that, the world. And behind that, the High Priestess. Because that's what it's going to take, folks. For you to actually, if something's been nagging at you that it's way more important than maybe people around you are giving it, people aren't even paying attention to it. You heard something, it rubbed you the wrong way, and you've just been trying to put it out of your mind with the Six of Swords. Don't. Because it's closer to your back door than you think. All right, guys, we're gonna close this out now with the this is the guardian angel. It's a tarot, but it's a tarot oracle. So it has a message on it as well as being a tarot card. So I will read you that message. Probably need to turn this up a bit so that I can read it. Okay. For our sign of the times, for the collective, please close this energy out safely and give them the message that they need to take away and remember from this reading. Letting go is what it is. I'll read you the message. It says, let me push this back here, but releasing the past can seem like a challenge, but it can also be liberating. Your angels will help you let go so that you can fly higher than ever before. Endings always herald new beginnings. Choose to allow this situation to lead you to a more joyful life. Change your life by changing your thoughts. See, just a few minutes ago, I was compelled to say if you heard something or you saw something and you've just been trying to put it out of your mind, don't. The world, the collective needs you. Okay. I'm going to leave it there, guys, and I hope that it resonates in the way that it was meant to, because it's important. It's important for all of us. So I hope you guys are well, and I will see you again for I don't know what or when, but it's only mid-May, so I'll probably be back for something else. We'll see. But take care of yourself, guys, till I see you again for another one. Bye for now.